Okay, so I'm gonna give you 30 quick ways to keep a guy interested. Okay, and I'm gonna do this in two parts, real quick, and but it might be one episode for those listening to this on the podcast. All right, going back into the previous topic, in the first 8 topics that I mentioned to you, keeping a guy interested in you. First thing you need to do is be spontaneous. Okay, shock him, awe him, make plans for the evening, or plan an entire elaborate date by yourself. Okay, surprise him and never be too predictable. This doesn't mean that you don't want him to plan a date out for you. Every so often, you plan one so that he knows that you care enough to at least, give him a break from all the trying to make you happy if he is already putting in the effort to do so. 2, don't change yourself. Stay true to the real person that you are. Don't change yourself constantly assuming he doesn't like your personality. But at the same time, be creative, but stick to your comfort zone. Don't step outside your comfort zone just to try something new to the point where you're not even the person that you initially were. 3, take initiative in bed, okay? If you're already with a guy that you love and you want to be with, your guy may like taking control in the bed, but when you dominate him in some cases and show off your confidence, he can't help but be in awe of your confidence and sexiness in bed, and at the same time, he'll respond accordingly, especially, if he wants more in the future or he wants to do more that night. 4, which is probably something I shouldn't have to say, but I'm gonna mention it anyway. Smell great all the time, okay? Always smell great around him, but don't overpower subtle fragrances with, sickly sweet perfumes, though. And at the same time, always smell good and pay special attention to your personal hygiene and body odor. Just because something smells great does not mean it smells great on you for an extended period, okay? All his friends, okay? Men are competitive. As long as he thinks he has the best girl on the social circle, he'll always cling to you and want to be with you. By awing his friends and making them think you're a great girl, and you've done a great job, okay? 6, learn to seduce him, but in the right way, okay? Seduction doesn't stop in the bed, okay? Be sexy around him, be creative wherever you go, just simple things, all right? And, seduction, I'll talk about that in a later piece, okay? Show off his hobbies, okay? A guy would absolutely love a girl who shows interest in his special hobbies, be it playing an Xbox or climbing a mountain. Men want to spend their lives with a woman who truly understands them and connects to them, okay? Show interest in his hobbies, but don't give up on your own at the same time to do what he wants to do, because at the same time, you're not being true to yourself. 8, and this is one of the major things that bothers most guys: don't be a drama queen, okay? It's all right to throw a fussy fit now and then, but if your guy disrespects you, but no matter what, do not exaggerate a situation or blow it out of proportion just to prove a point, okay? Guys can see through the acts and of even the best drama queens, and unfortunately, all it does is push us away. It doesn't make us want to fix the problem. It just makes us think that, this woman is spoiled or, doesn't really care what I think. They just want what they want, and at the same time, it pushes us away and lessens the attractiveness between you and him. 9, be his shoulder to lean on also, okay? Give him your strength and support when he is low on morale. This helps out guys a lot, Reassure him and help him confide his problems to you, be it his confidence and his warm pillow when he's in the dumps, and he'll treat you like a goddess. Now, granted, usually this would be something that a woman would expect a guy to do, but keep in mind that even guys have emotional breakdowns as well. Be it rare as it is, it does happen, okay? 10, be his arm candy, okay? Look good in his arms and when both of you are together, okay? Get a new hairstyle now and then, not all the time, but now and then. Look fashionable, classy, and he'll never want you to leave his arms at all, okay? Granted, do not squeeze his arms to the point where he can't use them anymore, because that's going to make him uncomfortable and want to move, either make you unhook his arm or walk away. Granted, he will still love you and want to be with you, but he'll want his arm to breathe more, okay? I bring this up because it has happened to me once before, and I have to make it known to my girlfriend that, be it that is great, she's there, I like the feeling in my arms. Just throwing this out there, all right? Next. Okay, 11. be financially secure, okay? This is something that you have to keep in mind. While it's great to have a guy that is financially sound, you need to make sure you're also financially sound for the sake of should something happen to him, okay? Be in control of your own finances as well and have a well-settled job. You know, guys love a girl with a steady head on her shoulders as well. At the same time, you know, they stay a mile away from a careless spending thrift. You know, basically gold diggers. They can't stand gold diggers. Now, granted, if he's some type of sugar daddy, then that's one thing. But at the same time, you know, most normal guys do not really pay attention to women like that, okay? While at the same time, don't expect your man to always be some high and mighty person who has a great job, who can take care of himself. You might find that you're actually in love with a person who doesn't have a lot of anything going for him in the first place, and you might want to help him and support him, okay? And the only way to do this is for you to have a job and be financially secure yourself, okay? Next, have intelligent conversations with your guy, okay? A guy may want an armed guinea when he's on the streets, but he also wants a lover who can communicate with him and have intelligent conversations at the end of the day. This doesn't mean all day, it just means during certain parts of the day, okay? Next, you want to win over his family, okay? Guys are attached to their families, and a few guys are even loyal mama's boys, which, you know, can't be helped. Granted, I did mention this in the guys section, that no girl loves an excessive mama's boy, but at the same time, you know, if you make his family and friends think you're a catch, you know, he'll definitely love you more, and he'll pull a little bit away from his mama and start to just depend more on you, which is a good thing for you. Next, help him deal with life, okay? Men may behave like the saviors of the world, but inside they're still little boys who need a cuddle and a hug every now and then. You know, help your man deal with issues life throws at him, all right? Don't just, you know, ignore him and say, man up and deal with it, okay? Some guys are unable to do this. Next, public displays of affection, okay? Your man may be shy, may shy away for a bit of, you know, a little PDA, but he still loves it when you cling to his arms like a damsel in distress, okay? It makes him feel more powerful and, yes, even a little bit sexy, you know? While that's being said, you know, stroke his ego a little, not a lot, but a little. If you want to keep your guy interested and happy, you know, learn to stroke his ego, compliment his achievements, give him a pat on the back when he's proud of something. You know, make him feel like a man, and he'll stay your man. Okay. Be independent and dependent, okay? I understand this is a little confusing, but be dependent when you're with him, okay? Be independent when you're by yourself. Know the difference, all right? It'll make him feel more like a man when he's around you without really feeling like you're needy when he's busy doing something else, okay? If you're an independent type woman, that's great when you're all by yourself. But if you want your man to be with you, love you, and be attracted to you more, you know, learn to be dependent on him and him only when you're with him, okay? And this helps build the attraction between the two and learn more about each other. Next, be happy and interesting, okay? Be interesting and creative with your life. You know, see the happy side and everything, even in the most mundane of days, okay? When you're an optimist, you know, your infectious happiness will eventually definitely rub on to him as well, okay? At the same time, don't make him feel insecure. Flirt with others and talk to men, but never at the cost of his insecurity, okay? When he's around, hug him close and he'll swell with the affection for you as well, okay? Also, don't be easily available. Spend time with him, but don't be ready for him at his beck and call, okay? Be there for him, but make him miss you when you aren't around, all right? At the same time, you know, be smart and sassy, but don't ask stupid questions, okay? Guys may like a dumb bimbet at first, but they're not looking for a long-term relationship with them, okay? It just bothers them. At the same time, with that being said, and I have to laugh saying this a little bit, don't be clingy and needy, okay? Guys like a damsel who needs their help, but that stops once the infatuation period is over, okay? So show him that you're self-reliant and he'll always look for ways to help you and please you, all right? Just keep that in mind. Again, these are a lot of things to think about, but, you know, there's a lot on the men's side as well, so, but I want everyone to have a successful relationship, so I just want you guys to think about a lot of these topics that I'm covering, you know, and focus a little bit more on them, okay? Okay. Next, be sexually innovative, okay? Know your moves in bed and everywhere else, okay? Have sex in different places, role play with him a little, wear an apron and nothing else while cooking something special, While this other one might seem ideal, just keep in mind that some guys might not be into this. You can always tie his hands to the bedpost. You get the drift, don't you? At the same time, find out what really turns him on. Now, not all guys might be into the BDSD type thing, but at the same time, you might have one that does. You might have one that likes to do kinky things. You might have one that's just a freaking straight up nasty. You never know what kind of guy you really have until you start to get to know them a little bit, okay? Just keep that in mind, all right? Next, okay, with this next one, no matter what people say, the adage is, the way to a man's heart is his stomach still holds good, okay? Be a good cook. It doesn't matter if he can cook. Know how to cook yourself, and at the same time, don't be afraid to eat what he cooks, okay? Even if it does look a little scary, unless he's some type of master chef, okay? Learn to think like a guy. Now, this is something that's a little hard for some women, but at the same time, there's a lot of things that guys have a hard time with as well, and they have to focus with. Guys and girls don't always think a lot along the same lines, okay? Learn to think like him, and his eyes will well up with happy tears to have the woman he loves be so special as to understand him a little bit better, okay? Next, don't ever be a pushover, okay? Don't be the submissive wife, okay? You don't need to sit at his feet to earn his respect and love. Instead, be opinionated and throw him around when he throws his weight around you, okay? But again, don't force him to do something he doesn't want to do. Next, whip him when he can't behave, okay? Treat him like a spoiled child when he doesn't behave. Ignoring his childish behavior, or scold him when he behaves like a slob. Be unpredictable and rude when he misbehaves, and he'll fear you. At the same time, he'll respect you the same way he would his mom, okay? And yes, unfortunately, this is something that's pretty advantageous with most guys, as guys tend to stick to their moms while girls tend to stick to their dads, and this has been held true for the last millennia. Next, make him proud of you, okay? Guys may be shallow at first sight, but they still want a girl they can respect and admire. Be an achiever. Be a girl he can look up to in awe at the same time. Respect yourself. You're not a doormat, okay? Let him know that you have the strength to move on if he does something stupid or treats you badly. And always make it look like you're the biggest prize he's won. Call yourself a prize in front of him, but, show it to him by ignoring him or pushing him out of the bedroom when he misbehaves, going back to that previous topic. And at the same time, make him dependent on you. As long as he thinks he can't live without you, or if he feels helpless without you, he'll always stay interested in you, okay? Pick the traits you can use, and you'll see how easy it is, it can be to keep a guy interested in you, but never let him use you or treat you like a pushover. And don't think twice about punishing him or putting him in his place when he doesn't treat you right. Okay, earn his respect and let him earn yours. Okay, it's not something that's given, it's earned. Treat him with love and affection, but only if he deserves it. After all, as long as he fears losing a catch like yourself, he'll never put a toe out of line at all. He'll always be there with you. Okay? And with that being said, when I say punish him, and I'm throwing this out at the end of this piece here, do not go after another guy. This will definitely push him away more so than it will be considered punishment, because all he's going to want to do at this point is retaliate, which is all it's going to end up doing is breaking your little heart or hurting your feelings. And you don't want a guy to do this. Okay?